Hey everybody, it's Brent Brookhouse. A couple of weeks ago, I went to Black Label Pro to sit down with Ethan and Arik Cannon for a video of another way to get paid. Unfortunately, I got there a little bit late. Arik had some car trouble he had to go deal with, so I didn't properly test the camera when I was setting up. That resulted in some pretty poor quality video. So rather than waste the entire thing, I figured we'd put out the episode as an audio-only version of the Bitter Boys Club. So yeah, go ahead, sit down, listen for a little bit, and it's good stuff. I'm pretty upset about the video quality getting butchered, but at least there's a way for you to hear it. So here we go.
I think you're wasting your time. I didn't get to where I was, stuck the line. I'm everything you wanna be. I'm the wrestler that they wanna see. More strength, more skill, more fans, and I count the times I killed it, but I'm running out of hands to count.
What's up, everybody? Oh, that's awkward. Take two. What's up, everybody? My name is Ethan Page. I'm sitting here with my guest, Arik Cannon, on my show named Another Way to Get Paid. There is no formal structure of this show. Essentially, the show name kind of explains itself, but I do it with people that I enjoy actually speaking with. So the first one was with ACH, and here I am.
talking to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here I am with my friend Arik Cannon, who I've known for what? How many years do you think?
Flashback to that How I Met Your Buddies thing you were doing for a while.
Yeah, I go through phases of YouTube shows, and then they never last long.
UWA, I feel like you mentioned something about meeting me.
That's where I saw you wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's when you became a fan.
Of Arik Cannon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which has actually bit you in the ass before.
I know.
So, well, I'll just jump to that part. So, whatever, we met. I don't remember how we exactly met.
Years ago.
Yeah, years ago. But I did an AAW show. It was myself and Josh Alexander. And as a wrestling fan of independent wrestling, I watched everything. And at the time, Arik Cannon was, if not the top guy, one of the top guys of IWA Mid-South. That was what, that was what, the hottest TPI?
Like 2004, 2005.
The finals was you, Roddy, Low-Key?
That was 2006, I think. Or 2007.
When were you the champ?
04.
Yeah.
Like, my big push with Ian was in 2004.
Okay.
That's when I broke my collarbone.
I didn't know that.
So I took the belt off Petey.
Remember when I asked them to turn the music down?
And they just really loved this song.
They just turned it
I
up.
took the belt off Petey in round 2 of that TPI.
Yeah. Williams.
Petey Williams.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. If you go back and you watch that match with Petey, AJ was kind of like a bird on Petey's shoulder that night. Like just seeing like how he was doing things and how he was putting things together. But if you look into the background of the venue, there's like this little window. It was like the kitchen. That's where they would like serve the hot dogs and the Mountain Dews and the whatever.
And the pay?
No, I got paid, but other guys.
I'm just kidding.
Other guys were getting that hot dog Mountain Dew. Yeah. But so we're in the middle of the match and AJ's in the window, like freaking out.
Loving it?
Loving it. Because we did something silly with like a count out, false finish. And AJ's eating it up in the back. And the match was great. I really enjoyed it. It was cool. He went for the Canadian Destroyer into the buckles, and that's when I took the title off him as a heel, and it got a crazy pop.
Well, you were not local, but kind of?
Nah, I mean, I was driving.
You were like an IWA Mid-South guy, though.
At that point, yeah. I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, but that was a hotbed for wrestling. Especially
Sure, but
that.
I was eating shit every weekend.
Not making money.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
At one point, it was so difficult, like to go home with money. I told Ian, I was like, "Hey, I would really appreciate it if you could give me like some hotel money. That'd be awesome." And he was paying me what he was paying me, and then on top of that, he would give me like another $20.
How like?
Which can't get any hotel room anywhere.
No.
So
maybe the tax.
So what I was doing is I was driving from venue on night 1 to the venue on night 2, parking in the parking lot and sleeping in my car and keeping the cash.
Yeah.
I got there one day so early that Ian and whoever he was traveling with got there and saw me sleeping in my car.
Okay, so what? He's not going to get mad about that.
He did.
About $20.
So it wasn't so much that it was, hey, I'm giving you this money so that you can not do that. And I just looked at him like, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And from that day on, he always gave me more money, so I didn't have to sleep my night.
Okay, so there's a happy ending. Let's go back.
The cool thing about, okay, so here's the thing about Ian Rotten. Everyone immediately jumps to, he's fucking terrible. He's miserable, piece of shit human being, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff is true.
I agree.
But during that run for me at IWA, Ian was awesome to me.
Okay.
And then when he wasn't awesome, he was really bad.
Right.
And like, that's when it was like, look, it doesn't have to be like this. You know, I wasn't demanding a shit ton of money. I wasn't asking for the world.
So, okay, so let's go back then compared to now. As a business-wise, DVDs were like...
Oh my God.
I've heard... rumors around in the wrestling world is back in the heyday of like Smart Mark Video, then with IWA Mid-South, we're talking thousands of DVDs being sold.
Those Smart Mark DVDs were going crazy on their own. But then Ian and
he had his...
They were also selling their own and stuff.
Like in the tens of thousands of dollars.
I didn't see any of that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, so back then, that's all that's generating all the profit, because not every show drew 300, 400 people.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wrestled in front of like 30 people.
Well, a DVD. I don't know the name of this freaking DVD, but it was like,
what town was it?
Chris Sabin. I don't know.
Oh.
It was Chris Sabin versus Christopher Daniels versus P.D. Williams versus AJ Styles in front of 60 people.
Was that the night I broke my collarbone?
Might have been.
Was it in Evansville, Indiana?
I
Was Punk on the show?
I want to say yes.
That sounds like the main event, that they were like, the winner's going to be the champ, because Arik Cannon's dead.
Serious?
So I'm middle of the match with Aries. He hits me with a clothesline, a little high, and I was going to bump, I was going to give him everything I had, and we were going into that portion of the match. And when he hit me high and I tried to take a big bump for him, it just twisted my body. And I landed on my shoulder, broke my collarbone.
Okay.
And I literally sold over to Ian, and I'm holding myself, I'm on the verge of tears, dying. Aries is like stalking me from behind because I'm like literally walking away from him to be like, fuck, I'm hurt, what do we do?
Yeah.
And Ian took this deep breath, and I think you can see it on the DVD or the VHS, I suppose, back then. He looks up at me and takes a deep breath, crosses his arms, and goes, you gotta finish the match, kiddo. And I was like, what the fuck, I'm dying. So we brawl back into the ring, and I give Aries this like grade school girl style one-armed little power bomb, and I try to put my feet on the ropes, and the referee quit contest, and that's it. And he comes up to the back, and Ian is like, how bad is it? And I'm like, it's absolutely broken. Okay. And then all of a sudden the main event was for the new champ. They stripped the title off me that night, and then that four-way that you're talking about was for the title.
In front of 60 people.
I'm pretty positive. It was in the middle of 4 shows in a row, right?
I don't know.
You weren't doing them all?
I would watch anything I could get my hands on.
Oh, you weren't there, you were just watching it.
No, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't there. I wasn't even old enough to like cross the border, I don't think. Not to make you feel old or anything.
Is that a thing?
Oh, like for my parents to be like, sure, go all the way to Chicago.
Oh.
I remember when I first started wrestling, there's a town called Oshawa. It's an hour and a half away from my hometown. And on my first outside booking, that's where it was. I was in a Royal Rumble, and my mom called me, and I answered. She's like, where are you? I'm like, oh, Hamilton, I'm at the wrestling school. She's like, I'm here, you're not here, where are you? And I was like, oh, I'm in Toronto. She's like, no, you're not, you're in Oshawa. And I was like, how the hell do you know that? She's like, I called so-and-so's mother or something.
Why did you lie to her?
Because I asked, they said I can't go.
Oh.
So then I was like, well, I got this booking, this is what I'm going to do. I'm like 16 years old.
So I also lied to my folks about wrestling.
Yeah.
But not in a sense like, oh, I'm going over to Ethan Page's house for the weekend and I'm going to be home later. Not like that, but like, oh no, it's great. I'm getting paid. I'm making money.
Oh, you lied about the money.
Yeah. So like, I was offered a partial scholarship to play baseball at the U of M, and that's what my dad wanted.
Right.
And I was like so over going to school. I was absolutely not going to do it. And I was like, fake fight with dudes in our underwear, Dad.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
Same with mine, except it was Taekwondo, and it was like Olympic tryouts, like big future in martial arts.
Our dad should go bowling.
I was like, nah, I want to be fake fighter.
So my dad was pretty pissed about the whole thing for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then my mom kind of told me on the sly, she was like, just so you know, your dad carries the PWI 500 to work in his lunchbox every fucking day because that's how proud he is of you. But
Damn.
he'll never tell you.
See, that's the stuff I love about wrestling.
Yeah. Like, he hated it. And when are you going to quit playing dress up and get a real job? Meanwhile, he's at work going, look what my kid does.
Yeah, look at my son.
My kid's one of the best 500 wrestlers in the world. Fast forward now, and I'm like, I don't think it really means a whole lot, Dad.
Yeah, when your stats are from 2009 and they don't update them. Do your damn research. Jesus.
I think a lot of guys get real hot about that and mail their own stuff in.
I know people mail their stuff in because earlier I would care about Alpha One talent being in the magazine because it would get my promotion mentioned. So
Sure.
the Canadian correspondent would email Alpha One saying, hey, send stats and info. So I would write it up for everybody and get these nobodies
What
in
a
the
totally
magazine.
thankless job.
For who?
Whoever writes that. I mean, sure, they get, not you.
Just thankless for me to write up bios of local jabroni.
Oh, well,
But
you're the one booking them.
Oh, that's
I meant
true.
the guy and the crew that does the 500.
Yeah, but you could tell it's very lazy. Like my moveset's from 2006.
As long as they keep putting PBR in mine, I don't care what it says.
Well, yeah, okay, let's talk about
Because
that.
they love it.
You have a tattoo on your hand.
Yeah.
You're sponsored
They paid for it.
by. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did this all? How did you go from the anarchist
Okay.
to professional alcoholic?
I turned 21. No, I'm just kidding. I actually didn't start drinking until I was like 27.
Really?
Yeah. Because I traveled all by myself, all the time,
So you couldn't drink.
everywhere. I wasn't interested.
So how did it become your job?
It started to get interesting.
Okay.
I just started going to a lot of concerts, and I wouldn't even consider it like a peer pressure thing. It was just like, oh man, I'm hot, I'm thirsty, I'm dying, I'm in the crowd, jumping around in crowd surfing and all this stuff, and I'm thirsty. You can go hang out in the green room, there's free beer back there. Okay. And it just,
you acquired a taste for it.
Yeah. I mean, my dad. So the funny thing is, my grandpa drank Pabst, my dad drinks Pabst, and a lot of people, when it first kind of started, were like, "I can't believe you drink that piss water." I mean, I guess I would drink it too if they were paying me.
I don't want you to get mad at me. I think it tastes disgusting.
PBR or beer?
PBR.
I don't know.
No,
I really like it.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But you do.
I do.
Because even when you're not on camera, or if we go out somewhere after a show, you're like PBR.
So the funny thing is I'll circle back to your question because if we would like say for the sake of conversation, me, you, and the jabronis you travel with, and me and Corbin, we're all in the same hotel.
I like how the people that travel with me are jabronis, but you said Corbin.
Yeah, because he's not a jabroni.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Space Monkey.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, come on. You can't renege that. Okay,
Well,
anyways.
Because he's
Corbin and my jabronis.
fair enough.
We're all out drinking.
Yeah. No, if we were in the hotel
Oh.
and for the sake of conversation, you brought a case of Bud Light, I would dump it out and not let people be like, oh shit, I'm gonna get a picture of Arik Cannon drinking a Bud Light.
Right. That I understand.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I do drink other beer besides PBR.
Oh, can we edit that out? Flows?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
By choice or?
Both.
Okay. So it's like, hey, this is all we have? Okay.
Like, I genuinely like PBR, and I drink it all the time.
I mean, that's what you have in your hand right now.
But, like, I'll drink other beers.
Okay.
Oh, you're wearing Crown Point?
Yeah.
We're in Crown Point, Indiana today, and if somebody was like, dude, they have a really awesome local brewery, and this is like their go-to, sure, I'll try it.
Oh, you tried it out.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
You know, PBR is always like, you don't always have to drink that, you know.
Oh, so they're like open to it.
Sure.
You just need to represent it.
But like,
So explain this thing.
so basically,
Official PBR.
here's where it gets weird. So I've always enjoyed PBR. Well, when I started drinking, I drank PBR. And then the DUF thing started at Evolve
Oh, okay.
and Dragon Gate USA with me and Sammy. And eventually Pinky.
Right.
And
You guys had like
It started
beer
hot.
koozies.
Yeah.
You guys were drunk.
yeah.
Yeah.
And fans were bringing us drinks.
Okay.
They were bringing us cases of PBR. And
By request, though. Like,
no,
Was it?
they were just bringing it.
No, but like if they were bringing it, was it always PBR?
Generally, yeah. Because it would. I'm sure in whatever area these.
That's the cheapest beer?
Yes.
Okay.
So it just happened to work that way.
Okay, so keep going.
It started out. I would just drink in all our promos, and then I started drinking in the rain, and then it started to like get some steam behind it, and then I started incorporating it in the matches, and it got more steam, and then Lenny on commentary, who's awesome by the way, started putting it over, and it just kept snowballing, and then eventually, fans would be like something on Facebook, oh, Arik Cannon, you're always drinking PBR, and I would get tweets, are you like the PBR wrestler or whatever? And I just went, yep, and it just continued to snowball. And
So
it continued to
okay,
snowball.
so you said
I said I was before it was ever a thing.
okay. So you made it your gimmick.
Pretty much. I was getting so much inquiries about it, and people were asking so much, and just bringing it to us and giving it to us, and after shows buying it for us.
See, I'm trying that with Taco Bell. It's not working.
Oh.
Okay, anyway.
I mean, that might not be a good idea for you.
You know it's not.
So, I got an email one day. Hey, this is so-and-so, Twin Cities, Pabst Marketing, and like we do this meeting every month, and like your name keeps coming up. Like we should really sit down and talk. And I was like, who the fuck is this and what do you want?
Yeah.
And then he emailed me back from his @pabst.com email address, and I started to panic. I was like, oh, I ruined this before it was ever a thing.
Yeah.
And it just started out with like, hey man, keep doing what you're doing. Like, we hear about it all the time. Here's 100 koozies. If you can give these away to help sell your merch, that would be awesome. Okay. If you're at a bar and you have one in your pocket and you see someone drinking a PBR, give it to them. Okay. And then it was, here's 100 koozies. I got rid of those. Here's 100 trucker hats. I got rid of those. Here's 3 dozen t-shirts. I got rid of those. I kept some for myself.
Of course.
And then it was, here's the PBR sandwich maker. Like when you push it down,
Come on.
it toasts the bread and it stamps.
A panini maker?
Yeah. And then it was, here's a winter hat. Here's a hoodie. Here's this. Here's 100 keychains. And then one day I got a phone call and they're like, this is so-and-so, Pabst Brewing Company, da-da-da-da. We just wanted to know how you wanted your sponsorship check delivered. And I was like, what? They were like, do you want direct deposit or a physical check? And I was like, you send me that. I want to look at it. And it just kept going.
Holy crap. So no negotiation.
No.
Just, hey, this guy's just helping us out.
I'm doing something that, like,
You're
as
on the
silly-
ground floor.
As silly as it sounds, like, we always talk about, like, oh, wrestlers and wrestling and stuff, like, it influences people.
100%.
And, like, it changes the way people look at things and see things and all this stuff. And, like, this is a very weird version of that.
Yeah.
But, like, on some strange level, I've influenced some wrestling fans to like and drink PBR.
Yeah.
And, like, they're always sending me pictures of stuff. And they're always posting stuff on my Facebook. And just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm basically targeting a whole market of people that they weren't hitting on their own.
Right.
And it's literally costing them nothing because I was doing it anyways.
Yeah.
And then it started costing them a little. And then a little more. And then a little more. But I've literally never ever, not one time, asked for a single thing.
So that's kind of cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good company.
Yeah, I love it.
Every boss should be like that. notice hard work and just reciprocate.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get away from IW Mid-South. I kind of wanted to stay because that's my like wheelhouse of being a big fat mark for independent wrestlers.
Okay.
Which I was going to tell a story at the beginning about how myself and Josh Alexander worked a tag match with you and Jimmy Jacobs at AAW.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to throw either of you under the bus, but you weren't as enthusiastic about the match as we were. So I called you out on being awesome and making you not be lazy. And you hated it.
I don't remember the exact conversation, but I do remember that me and Jimmy were in the middle of a drink.
Oh, it was in a bar. It was at. So
I know.
The way that
I remember
at
that
the
bar.
Bourbon Street,
We were upstairs.
upstairs at a bar. You guys were drinking, just doing your own thing, and like we were already in our gear, ready for this match. It might have been our third time at AAW, and like we were like gung ho. I might have been 21, maybe 22 years old, and I remember coming up to you, 28. I remember, well, maybe I was 23 then, but I remember coming up to you and saying, "Hey man, look, I'm a big fan of both of you guys. The stuff you guys did at
I used to watch you guys at IW Mid-South.
Yeah. Like it would mean a lot to me if like, you know, we tore it up tonight and you guys like helped us like make a name for ourselves. We soccered you right in.
You were in the ring with Hero and Homicide and Bryan Danielson, and like those guys helped you make a name for yourself. We want you to do that for us."
Take notes, guys. Because one day you might have to do that with me. And if you don't ask me right, I'm not going to do it. Show some enthusiasm. It worked. How about you took like 7 reverse Ranas? No, you gave it. Josh took them. Yeah, he did.
I promise you, I did not do a reverse run.
Then
I have never
Jimmy did,
Maybe.
and you gave Saito suplexes.
Sure.
If you can find that match, I don't remember what show it was.
I remember.
Josh took 4 head drops.
No. That was before this, which is why when you guys were getting ready already, me and Jimmy were like, yeah, they did 4 reverse Ranas in the middle of their match, and it wasn't the finish.
Oh,
and blah, blah, blah.
that's right.
So Jimmy and I sat down at the bar and started drinking, going, if they get stuck at the border, we'll just wrestle each other. And then there you were.
There was 2 reverse Ranas in that match.
I swear on my life.
You didn't have to do
I
any.
did not do one.
Jimmy might have done both.
I might have taken one.
Nope.
Definitely didn't.
Neither of us would give one, especially me. But I guarantee there was at least 2 Saitos and 2 reverse Ranas in a row.
So the thing I remember the most about that.
Look it up. AAW.
Is Josh was just kind of in tow and you did all the talking. And he was just like, yeah, man, I remember that stuff. And you were like, no, we love you, you guys are great, yada yada. You guys walked away and I remember looking at Jimmy going, fuck. Bro, those young guys really want to go, man.
That's Jimmy.
Stuffing things, bro. Alright, I'm gonna go get dressed. And I remember whatever we put together, whatever we decided to do, we're at the end. And I'm supposed to hit the neck breaker on you.
Oh yes, this is hilarious.
And I'm gassed. I'm dead. I'm dying. And I'm like, no. You literally were like, just do it. And dove back into me. And basically did it to yourself.
Hey, I had to take the fucking
And I was just kind of along for the ride. My lips were turning blue. I was totally done. I was gassed. Wasn't gonna happen.
It happened.
But you were like, yeah, no, it's okay. Do it.
Yeah, man. We had to tear it up. You're mad about that?
No, then I was.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. So, just to get that story out of the way, I want to go back to IW Mid-South though. So, at the time, this is like the hotbed of independence. Right now, I don't know what company we could compare to what that was, because I don't think that's around right now.
I mean, like, my knee-jerk thought would be PWG.
No.
But they've kind of always been real hot, real different on their own.
But they're not making stars anymore. They're just,
Sure.
oh, he's cool. He's cool.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then there isn't one.
Not really.
No.
Yeah, so that in itself is like the most unique time in independent wrestling.
It was such a fun place to be as one of the guys that was kind of like, well, I know I'm probably not going to go and do those things. But Ian was making guys household names And then essentially Ring of Honor was like, we're gonna bring him to us.
That's what I wanted to ask you about.
And Ian would be pissed, like every time somebody else showed up at Ring of Honor.
So during this time, like you are like, I was a fan. Arik Cannon, the
What do you mean was?
Still am.
Good answer.
That's why you're here.
I'll drink
That's why. It's another. So, as a fan, I'm watching this stuff, and all these guys are getting scooped.
Yep.
Where was Arik Cannon? What was the like? Why was there no Ring of Honor run or TNA?
I have no idea.
What like?
I mean, like the immediate thought is, I've never been in great physical shape.
Doesn't matter.
At
that time, yes, but then there's the Samoa Joes.
He is the exception to the rule.
I don't know.
Joe's great. Kevin's great.
Yes.
Like,
I'm saying
I love Kevin. I think he's amazing.
Yes.
But every time I see him on TV, I can't help but think to myself, like, I would have never, ever expected to see this Kevin Steen in the ring with John Cena.
T-shirt shorts?
Yeah. T-shirt, cut-off shorts.
I think it's almost weirder to wear wrestling gear in WWE now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but my thing is, as a fan, I'm seeing all these guys disappear. Well, not disappear, but like go off and venture out to the Ring of Honors, the TNAs, and then you were hanging with all these guys in the ring and having the best matches with these guys. And I know how wrestling works. Wrestling is the boys pushing the boys. So it's like me and Josh only got in PWG because we wrestled the Bucks on these two smaller shows in Cali, and they're great. So they pushed us to Super Dragon. That's how we got booked. How is there no one that's like, I wrestle Arik Cannon every month at IW Mid-South, bring him to Ring of Honor? You've done some Ring of Honor too. And no. Now I'm pissed because I know you're buddies with Delirious.
I can't. When I see him, we're good friends. We're tight. We did some crazy shit years ago.
But that's what I mean.
Now I email him. He'll even say, hey man, you should email me. When are we coming back to the Midwest? Email me. Can't get a reply to a text. Can't get a reply to an email. Nothing. So I just stopped trying.
See, that's the thing that pisses me off is like when people get this like, I don't know, power or like influence, they forget where they came from.
But the flip side to that is, as much of a bummer for me to think that, to have a thought, like, oh man, I really thought that Delirious and I were friends.
Yeah.
At some point, on some level, there's a small part of me that's like, fuck, I wish he would just reply and be like, we're not interested. Or go fuck yourself. Stop emailing me anything.
That's why I hate it there.
But he probably also has to read 100 of these bullshit blowjob emails every fucking
Who cares about those guys though? No offense to up and coming talent, but there's like a relationship, and I'm hoping like common respect. And
when people would ask me who are your favorite independent wrestlers, Delirious and Generico were always.
He was on my list too until I worked for him, and then I absolutely despised the man. But the thing is like, so there's a big difference between the wrestler and the promoter, which I get.
Sure.
Why run events? You run events. There's a business side of it. But maybe my heart's too big. I'm a sucker for guys that work hard, and I'm a sucker for guys that I've shared the road with. So it's like, hey, all those crazy shows that got canceled in Canada, I'm looking for dates, blah, blah, blah. If I was running a show on one of those days, I would be a guy to reach out and be like, hey, I can't afford what the hell they were going to do.
It might not be the ideal situation, but it's work.
I will get you on my show and such and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you're not on every show when they go to Minnesota?
Here's the flip side. Maybe it turns out all those dudes I was tearing it down with fucking hate me. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe we're having good matches with each other, but don't want to have another conversation.
There's guys that I have good matches with that as people I'm just like, ugh. I would tell promoters, yeah, he's great.
Really?
Because this is a business. If I have to wrestle somebody and we're supposed to make money at this, I want to know I'm going to have a good match. I don't give a shit if I want to have dinner with him.
Well, I understand. I get that. But if you really don't like that person, you're going to bring them to your job?
Yeah.
You have to deal with them now.
If they're like hard to plan with and talk to, yes. But I'm saying like, I don't need to be like...
Unless there's some crazy detrimental,
Yeah.
you're gonna ruin my whole fucking day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And like that's what I'm saying is like I'm watching these matches and still some of them still hold up to this day with guys that are millionaires.
Yeah.
How is there no come with me? Because no matter what, if I can, I'll always help Josh Alexander. No matter what. If I'm like, hey, I'm here, such and such, I'm doing good, and they'll be like, hey, do you know anyone from Canada that could? I'll be like, yeah, Josh.
Okay.
Or yeah, Space Monkey.
I don't know, man. Maybe the people who were running things at that point were just not interested. Because later on, when
it drives me crazy.
Later on, when the people who were running things then started doing other things, reached out to me, but wanted me to not be me.
Like what? Wrestling Society X?
No, like when I was running hot at Mid-South, and Ring of Honor was scooping guys from Ian's.
Yeah.
It was Gabe was running that for the most part.
Yeah. We'll get to him.
And everybody would introduce me to Gabe. Every time they were within the area and I was there, Jimmy Jacobs, hey, this is Arik Cannon, he's doing some really great stuff.
Jimmy was always a, hey, this is my buddy.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
BJ Whitmer, hey, this is Arik Cannon, we just had a really good match together for Ian down in Mid-South, this and that and the other. It made me feel like, just like Delirious has to field 100 emails all the time, people were probably also doing this to Gabe and whoever else was in charge.
Right.
Whatever it was, I don't think he/they were interested in what I was doing. You know? And whatever, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know? And then fast forward when they started doing Dragon Gate USA and Evolve and stuff, Gabe was like, hey, I really like your work. There's something about the way that you look that I don't like.
But did that lead to DUF?
No, it led to me like being like, tell me what you don't like. And he couldn't.
See, that's what I hate.
And I'm like, look, that's okay. Like, it's your show.
It's not okay. How do you fix something you don't understand?
That's what I was going to get to. It's your show. You're running things. Your idea. Your vision. If you don't like something about me that is preventing me from working for you, tell me what it is.
So Gabe hated the spinning Dwayne, my finish, the spinning rock bottom.
Okay.
It's not a good finisher. It's not the ball.
It worked last night.
It works a lot. Dick Togo thought it was a good finish.
That's great.
So he didn't like it. That's where I ended up getting the package pile driver, which I hated doing. One, because I get compared to Kevin Steen enough, because we could just cut promos, and I guess I'm a little chubber too.
No way, bro.
That's So I was like,
I knew this would come back around.
I want nothing to do with that move at all. But it was like, no, that's a good finish. And I was like, ugh, fine. Blew up my back. So I'm like, why can't you just trust what someone's been doing? Clearly making enough commotion for you to pay attention. So for him to even think like, I'd love to have Arik Cannon on my show. People are talking about him. He has good buzz. He's been relevant for such and such amount of time. But you know what? Since he works for me, I'm gonna change everything.
That's just it though. Like okay, so I'm totally playing both sides of the coin because as a promoter, I get it.
Me too.
Like if I was booking you on a show and I was like, you know what? I think you'd look better in long tights.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I don't want to. Okay, well, when you get long tights, that's when I'll start booking you.
That's different though.
But I would tell you.
Yeah.
He just was like, I don't know what it is about the way that you look. I just don't like it. And I was like, well, can you tell me what it is or what to change? Is it the color? Like, tell me something. And he was just like, I don't know.
I don't think that's fair.
And I was literally at the computer designing gear and sending it to him. What do you think of this? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And eventually it became like, look, I'm trying.
Yeah.
And if you want to book me, I would love to work for you. And I'll keep trying. But in the meantime, we're both sort of stuck with I don't know.
Yeah. In this weird dance of like no decisions being made.
Long story short, nothing changed and I ended up getting booked anyways.
Right, okay, so explain that. So like it's this thing, I don't want to book this version of Arik Cannon, ends up booking this version of Arik Cannon.
I think it just came to a point where it was like, I don't know exactly what it is that I don't like, and because I can't tell him what it is, even though he's still trying to fix what he doesn't know, I'm trying to fix something that I don't know is broken.
Yeah.
But I'm trying because I want the work.
Of course.
And I'm assuming that he just saw that and went back to his original thought, I really like your work and I want to use you. Whatever it is that he didn't like, it didn't bother him so much so that he didn't want to use me.
Right. So he used you.
And he started booking me.
And?
Then he stopped booking me.
What, that period?
I mean, like, me and Sammy and I and Pinky started running pretty hot with the DUF thing. And then every time it would start to pick up more steam.
Is this at peak DGUSA, like first 5 shows? Or
Yes.
after, when it started?
Fairly early.
Okay.
The Japanese guys still wanted to come over and
Okay.
do shows and go shopping and all that stuff. They were excited about it. Dude,
Love America.
That was a huge thing.
I believe it.
Tons of shopping bags all the time.
I believe it.
And I don't know if it was just they couldn't get what we had.
I heard
or if it
rumors.
was cheaper.
I heard rumors there was guys in Japan, wrestlers, that when the DGUSA guys came to America, it was laundry lists of get this toy for me, get this shirt for me, get this DVD for me, and bring it back.
I mean, you kind of do that.
I do that for sure. Yeah,
You're always like, oh, new toys.
100%.
Some dude tweeted about you being at the mall today.
Yeah, he did.
Fucking creeps.
Come on, don't be mean, man. I feel bad. I just wish people would come say hi. I'm not like a imposing human being. I'd be like, hey, nice to meet you. Get out of here. Enough of that.
You're not.
Okay, so you started doing full time for Gabe.
Yeah, I started doing the Evolve and the Dragon Gate USA stuff, and the DUF stuff was picking up steam. Like our shirts were the top sellers.
Yep.
Our matches were always getting good reviews and
Yep.
all that stuff. But Gabe always saw something more in Sammy. Clearly, everybody saw something more in Sammy.
Okay.
And I basically got relegated to babysitting Pinky. And
Misbehaving or?
Pinky was just on another fucking planet all the time. Pinky, we're gonna get ready, man. Like, go get dressed. Ha ha ha. I left my gear at home. I don't have anything. What?
Wait, what?
What do you mean you didn't bring any gear? It's at home. What? Are you kidding?
I would hate my life.
Dude, it sucked. And I even went to Gabe one time and I was like, look, like, I'm stuck with Pinky doing these tags and stuff because Sammy's doing his own thing, and that's awesome. Sammy was tearing it down and he was wrestling with fucking Fit Finley and doing all this awesome stuff. I was stoked for him, but at the same time, like, fuck, if we were doing tags, this would still be going.
Yeah.
And I told him,
Yeah, so he was going and DUF was...
Sammy was still getting pushed, and we were kind of like, well, without Sammy, it's not really, doesn't have the same steam.
Yeah.
So I walked up to Gabe one day and I was like, look, you should really just stick me and Pinky in match 2. We'll do whatever, we'll drink beer, we'll fuck around, and like, maybe the crowd will still like it, and it'll be a change of pace on the show. And he was like, we can't do that. It's a premier product, and all the matches have to be great, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I understand that. I understand him wanting the whole show to be awesome. But man, a fucking sliver of something different from matches 1, and then 2's a little different, and then 5 through 9 are crazy fucking awesome wrestling again. Like, the crowd would have probably loved it.
They would have, because that's how I got over. Is the one like intangible difference in the entire show.
So, long story short, I was basically getting booked, or at least this is how I felt. I was getting booked to babysit Pinky. And it sucked.
So why have him on the roster as my...
I have no idea.
Like, he added that much to the show?
No,
I'm
not
not
really.
talking trash on him. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure this out.
He had some shit going on in his life.
Personal life.
Yeah, that was making stuff harder for him.
I would just address that as a boss. Like,
I don't know
hey man, figure your stuff out.
I don't know the details. I don't know the
Yeah.
specifics. But I felt like I'd been relegated to like just his handler. And I was over it. I was just over it.
Yeah.
Like-
So what happened? You suggested that you guys do Gaga in match 2, and what? He was just like, oh, he doesn't want to be here?
No. Gabe was essentially like, that's not what we're doing. That's not our product.
Okay.
I was like,
All super hot indie matches.
yep.
Okay. And
Premier product, premier matches. Excuse me. Awesome. Top to
And
bottom.
how did you get?
When my contract expired, I just stayed.
Oh, you had a deal with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I knew it was expiring, and I just didn't say anything.
Fair enough.
Like, I was like, man, I would really like to stay on board. I'd really like to keep doing cool stuff.
What
But
year was this?
I don't know. Years ago?
Yeah.
A decade ago?
A decade?
I'm old.
No. No
Long
way.
time.
It was not 10 years ago.
It feels like it.
I will say.
Either way, my contract expired and I didn't say a word.
I will say every time.
2 weeks later, after it was all said and done.
So contract ends this two years. 2 weeks? Sorry.
Contract's done.
Yep.
2 weeks after it expired.
Okay.
I'm sitting in a hotel room with Corbin in St. Louis, and I get a phone call from Gabe. And he's like on the other end, and he's completely apologetic. He's like, I'm so sorry. I just spoke to Sal, and we let your contract's expired. And I couldn't have given a fuck. I was just like, yeah, it's cool. No big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like...
You were over it at that point?
I was so over it.
It was more of a headache than like a...
Yeah.
Good experience?
It was always something.
So, okay.
Now, that being said, like, when I see Gabe, and especially Sal, when I see Gabe and Sal now, they're awesome.
That's what I was trying to say earlier, was
I
every
really
time I
enjoy
go
seeing
freelance...
I really enjoy seeing Gabe and Sal in a non, like, business, boss, coworker scenario.
Yeah. He would always say hi to Cannon for me. If I was at freelance and he'd call me about something for Evolve, he'd be like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm in Chicago for freelance. Make sure you say hi to Arik Cannon.
I see him now. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Baseball chit chat this. Hey, Sal, how's everything?
But I think that's, he is a person that understands like everything that's happened in indie wrestling. So he gets like, Arik Cannon's an indie guy. You worked for him. You've done good stuff.
I think on some level too, there's got to be some kind of understanding. On some level, they can be hard to deal with, and talent can be hard to deal with. And in that moment,
I don't think they're that self-aware.
in that moment, it doesn't matter. They're in charge, and that's what matters. And that's just not Gabe and Sal. It's all promoters.
Oh, for sure.
In that moment, it doesn't matter. But after the fact, and when it's not relevant anymore, I think there's a moment of, I probably could have handled it a little differently. And on the flip side, they probably could have handled it a little differently too.
Okay.
Like, I'll totally admit, I can be a total pain in the ass.
For sure. I've
Absolutely.
seen it.
Hell yeah. When the time is right, I will fucking throw down.
Yeah.
But promoters can be the shits too.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
I've made mistakes for sure too.
Sure.
Like as a promoter, offering somebody
Oh, I have.
way too low of pay, or hey, you gotta make money. But okay, so came and went. How was it working for Gabe at the time?
It was great.
As a whole, Dragon Gate USA.
This is how I feel about wrestling. All of it.
Okay.
When it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
And when it's not good, it's really not good.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground.
No.
And that's not Gabe
There's
and
no
Sal.
coasting.
That's not Gabe and Sal. That's not If I Worked For You. That's not how today's show's gonna be. Or it's just, that's how it all is.
Yeah.
There is no middle ground. There is no, it's either really good or it's really bad.
Yeah.
I never go home thinking, it was okay. I either go home after a weekend and I had a good time and I can't wait to do it again next weekend, or I'm like, fuck, why do I keep doing this? There is no, like, at all.
So this
for me,
this is your job?
I bounce and I bartend a couple days a week.
Okay. If you quitting, is that even an option right now?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
An option in terms of,
Like you've thought about it.
like, if I stop wrestling, can I still pay my bills?
No. Sure, if you want to answer that.
Sure.
Okay. So is you quitting something that's even come in your mind? Like,
I think
saying like,
I think every person who's in the business, who's been in the business for more than 10 years, thinks about it
oh, I have a kid on the way. It's the first thought in my mind.
all the time.
Yeah.
And it's a fleeting moment. It's a thought that as soon as it enters your head, it enters that quickly and it leaves that quickly.
Okay. So it's not an actual thing of you being like, when I hit this age, or when I hit this number of matches, or like, is there an end?
My take on wrestling is, if I can still produce quality matches, if people still give a shit about watching me try to produce these quality matches, and I can still make money doing it, why not?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy who's like, I don't want to be in the ring with him. Look how old he is. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
He can't do anything. Because then you're just a detriment to the show.
Okay, but this is not me trying to start anything. Tonight I'm wrestling Manny Fernandez.
That'd be awesome.
Exactly. So you don't think in so many years you're going to be in the same... how old is he? Does anyone know how old he is?
He's our age combined.
You think so? What, 60? 70?
I would say 60-ish.
Ish?
Yeah.
So you say Arik Cannon's 60.
Well, I'm done wrestling.
But you just said it's cool that I'm wrestling Manny Fernandez. What if there's a...
So the flip side to that is, I know that... So I've been on a couple shows with Manny. And my take is, he's still taking bookings because he's still doing what he does.
Oh,
There's a flip side to what you and I are doing today versus what he was doing at this time in his day.
So you think he'll bump a lot tonight?
I think when he does, it'll count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Here's the thing. You came up to me and Jimmy.
this has nothing on him though.
No,
like,
this is
I
just
just use him as an
I got
example. Yeah.
You came up to me and Jimmy and you're like, hey, I used to watch you guys and you guys did all this shit and help us like those guys helped you. At that time, this is how much stuff we were doing. And you wanted to do that stuff plus the stuff you guys were doing.
Yeah.
So he did this and it worked for all those years.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna do that and maybe a little bit of your stuff.
Yeah.
And it's still working because he's Manny Fernandez.
Right.
When we get to that age, we're also going to do what he did way back then. You think you're hitting the spinning Dwayne at 60?
But that's what I'm saying is
You're
like,
not.
you can't do the...
No, because I'll break a fucking hip.
All right.
How dare Cannon die in the ring? He hit the thing and his fucking back
hit the
liver
thing.
exploded.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, Hogan can still do what Hogan did because it was boot, leg, and this, and this. That's what they want to see.
Right.
The stuff that Manny Fernandez did when Manny Fernandez was Manny Fernandez.
They want to see...
That's what they want to see him do today.
Yeah. So you're not going to do Glimmering Warlock at
No.
60 years old?
No.
By the way, did you stop doing that move?
It just... The stuff that I do is pretty lame comparatively to what everyone else does.
Now.
Yeah.
So I wrestled Dingo yesterday.
So here's one of the things I hate about wrestling now. Everything sounds like this.
Yup. It's true.
And I'm guilty of it.
Of course.
But that was just one more thing on a show that I did that sounded like that.
Yeah.
I just stopped doing it.
Because that was a big thing for me and my buddies when we backyard wrestled, was yelling, Glimmering Warlock!
So that was a joke. Like, I wanted to do the Shining Wizard. I didn't feel confident that I could safely smash you in the face with my knee and not kill you.
Yeah, so you did Inseguri.
So I did Anzaguri instead.
Yeah.
And like the Glimmering Warlock was a play on words.
Shining
with
Wizard.
Shining Wizard.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I never like ever explained it. Just like, it is what it is.
How did they not just... We're going to subtitle that. He said wrestling fans are stupid. Sorry.
Not even wrestling fans, like people.
No.
They don't think about it.
I get it, yeah. Well, people say spinning Dwayne and not put together that it's a spinning rock bottom, and the Rock did
Because you call it
the spinning Dwayne. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's this move. It's called spinning Dwayne. It's not two separate words that mean completely different things.
Yeah.
So let's go to Canada,
Canada.
where I'm from,
Oh, all right.
where I first saw you wrestle live,
Okay.
UWA Hardcore.
St. John's Hall?
That's right.
Those were fun.
Mississauga, Ontario.
Yeah.
Probably, this was before Ring of Honor came to the area. Like, they had not come to Toronto.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you were doing UW. That was the first real indie.
Those guys were doing some cool stuff.
I want to say in Canada, but I don't know, because I, like, out west and all that stuff, I'm so out of touch with that. But...
Oh, west in Canada?
Yeah, like, I have no idea what's going on, or up north. But in the GTA...
Do you think that Canada works like the States do? Like, on the coasts, there's a little more going on, and then in the middle, it's like, yay, boo type stuff?
But wouldn't Mississauga, like Ontario area, be in the middle?
I don't know. Isn't Toronto on the East Coast?
I don't know. On a map, it's like in the middle of...
Anyways, UWA.
I'm terrible geography,
Yeah.
man.
That's why we're wrestlers.
Yeah. Oh, we should be good at geography. We drive everywhere. Mm-hmm. Okay, so UWA. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it, because as a fan, that was the coolest independent in Canada ever. Other than now Alpha One Wrestling, right? Thumbs up to that. But anyways, yeah.
I don't even remember how that came about.
Because you would come in with a bunch of Minnesota guys.
Me, Corbin, Cruz would drive to Michigan.
Yep.
Where we would meet up with Tyler Black.
Yep.
Josh
From
Abercrombie.
Iowa.
Yep, he was from Davenport. And we meet up with Josh Abercrombie. Sometimes Alex Shelley. Sometimes Saban. And we would just caravan through Minnesota, towards Chicago, Michigan, Detroit, through, I guess, the Windsor border?
Yeah.
Where
Detroit,
geography.
Windsor. Yeah.
Into Canada.
Yeah.
And
what's that drive?
So
16?
Yeah, each way.
Yeah.
The first time we went, we fucked up and filled in Canada, and it cost us like
yeah.
Because we just
it's still like that.
We just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
We didn't,
You see $1.50.
Exactly.
But no, it's not a gallon. It's a liter.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like $6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we never did that again. But they were doing some really cool stuff. The venue was really cool.
Yes.
They were booking crazy guys.
Crazy.
And all of their merch was so awesome.
So I didn't know what was going on. I was just buying it as a fan.
Okay.
But they were producing and designing wrestler stuff and selling it for them.
Yeah. And then we got a cut.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was just like, hey, you sold such and such shirts. Here's
The
money.
first time I had shirts there, I was like, holy shit, this is really awesome. And I really liked the shirt. And I was like, hey, can I get one? And they just handed it to me. Like, yeah, go ahead. And then like later on, I'm packing my stuff up, and the dude comes up to me and he goes, hey, here's your cut. And I was like, for what? Dude, your shirt sold a bunch tonight. Fucking what? I didn't spend a dime on these and I'm getting a cut?
Yeah.
This is the best.
This is the first pro wrestling tees ever.
Right?
Yeah.
Those dudes had a crazy amount of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Wrestling, production, t-shirt printing. They had some
So I guess they owned a t-shirt printing company.
Yeah.
And then in the wrestling company, they incorporated that. Maybe had some money from their family.
The number of times that we hung out and did stupid shit with Okada at their house.
Well, that dude. So I saw Okada wrestle in a tag match. First time I've ever seen him or even knew who he was.
Was this the tag with Ultimo?
Yeah, it was Ultimo Dragon and Okada versus the Machine Guns.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is like pre-TNA Okada, pre-anything. This is young boy Okada, black tights.
I was going to say, all black
hair.
young boy.
Yeah, all black, black hair.
They didn't do the zoom out when he did anything?
No, nothing. He might have done one German and a drop kick. And
then took all the shit.
Everything. And see, like, knowing that I saw him live in Toronto in front of, 500-600 people with this crazy tag match, and they spent...
And the night before, I think they had Liger.
Well, they brought Toryman, which at the time was Dragon Gate, right?
I think, so when the Toryman guys that UWA booked were from Mexico.
Okay.
Because my understanding of Toryman to Dragon Gate, there's like some kind of mafia involvement at some point. And it was like, you and your guys can fuck off. We're taking over.
Okay.
And they two-sweeted each other, and it was a whole new ballgame.
Oh, jeez.
And
that was a 2-night deal.
Yeah, that one was, yeah. But like, so the whole Toryman Dragon Gate thing, I'm pretty sure Ultimo and the rest of the guys all ended up back in Mexico doing...
Okay.
They kept Toryman, and then Dragon Gate became a different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like a huge thing. Like, this is a big international...
And so the guys who ran UWA had this crazy, awesome relationship with Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
Super weird.
They TJP too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because when he was doing Puma, he would live in their house for like a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they had this weird relationship with tons of people in indies, and it was because this was the coolest place in Canada to wrestle, and pretty much the only...
It was really cool.
The only one.
Like, it was one of the... So we all have that one booking where we're like, I can't wait for that to come back.
Yes.
That was it.
Yeah.
I was doing cool stuff at Mid-South. I was doing some random cool stuff at home, but it was like, in a couple weeks, we get to get in the car for 18 hours or whatever.
And it's worth it.
And go back to UWA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were booking everyone I liked from DVDs. So that's why for me it was the coolest. Like, you were coming. Eddie Kingston was coming.
Know who
Sweeney was coming.
One of my favorite dudes that I've ever worked with, and like I only ever worked with him one time.
I'm gonna know who it is. Don Paisan.
Yeah! Bro!
Yeah, right?
He was a blast.
Retired.
Doesn't like wrestling.
Bad shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah.
One too many fuck. Oh no. I probably did it.
No, you didn't.
Good.
No.
He was great.
He'd do it throwing. He'd do it.
He was fun.
He did it during a clothesline.
Oh.
Giving, I think.
He was fun. Super awesome dude.
So over.
Yeah.
Because in that like area of that like GTA is like super Italian.
What?
Oh yeah. It's like a big part, like Richmond Hill. It's like super.
Oh, GTA is
yeah.
Okay.
Not the game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Greater Toronto area.
Oh.
My bad. Maybe that's a local thing. Yeah, but yeah, he's super over. Very, very sad that he retired.
He was so good.
Yeah. He
So
was
entertaining.
Supposed to be my first ever champion.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then that's when he got hurt and it was a collarbone or shoulder. It was one or the other. But yeah, I knew it was him right away because you guys tore it up. Like numerous occasions.
Once.
No, you guys had a 4-way?
Nope. I only worked with him one time. It was the singles.
For the UWA lightweight title?
I think it was in the tournament.
Oh, the G...
Yep.
PG1 or whatever the hell they called it?
The Grand Prix.
Grand Prix, yeah.
They had the coolest fucking championship belts.
Yes, they did. They didn't.
Oh yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
That Grand Prix title belt was a tree.
They stole all their belts from Ring of Honor.
No?
Yes, the UWA, if you look back, the UWA heavyweight title was the Ring of Honor pure title? To a T.
The Grand Prix title was a tree.
Okay, maybe that was original.
It was so dumb, it was awesome.
A fan, hopefully people watch this, fans tweet a photo of the UWA title next to the Ring of Honor title. At the time.
Alright.
I think this is when Aries was Ring of Honor champion. I think the first title defense outside of Ring of Honor
was at
UWA.
Hero slapped the fan there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Or maybe he punched
No,
him.
he punched him.
Yeah.
Like there was like an altercation. Yeah, it's craziest stuff happened there.
It's in Canada, no big deal.
I don't know what that means. It was wild though. And some of the matches, like I remember they did Quack and Claudio. Mm-hmm. Craziest match I've ever seen.
Real good.
Sanjay Claudio was insane.
Oh yeah, that one was really good too. Kingston and Sweeney did a strap match there that was really, really good.
That bleeding everywhere, fighting in the crowd.
That was literally the only thing that I ever taught Larry Sweeney.
Was what?
How to do the deal.
No, really?
Yeah. And he did it real good.
He played very well.
Team 10.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't need to know these tips. But it was cool. Like I was saying before, these are the guys I watched on DVDs and they magically show. It's like my favorite band was coming on tour.
I want to say one of those trips I did a Chikara show.
What?
Before I didn't want to get hit. I did a Chikara by you. I did a Chikara show before a UWA show. And a bunch of us rode together, and Ruckus was with us.
Ooh.
And I think they took his book of DVDs. Because he had like a crazy...
UWA did?
No, the Border.
Oh, okay.
He had like this crazy book.
Oh, like movies?
Of bootleg DVDs.
Yeah.
And they were just like... He was pissed. The whole trip, because they took his DVDs.
Yeah, I believe it. That's when Blackout was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, real hot.
Ruckus was awesome.
Ruckus, Sabian was hot, Joker was hot. Oh man,
Joker was real hot.
Man, real crazy. Joker gave a Joker driver to a local dude. I want to say his name was Jeff Flurry. It was either Jeff Flurry or his partner. So Joker driver's like electric chair. He grabs the head and then dumps the guy down, and it was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Arik
in my life.
doesn't take that bump.
Neither does Ethan Page. That's for damn sure. Ugh. Do we have fan questions on the hashtag or anything? If you want
to... We did have a couple.
Rock and roll on that.
What he means is, are there any emails?
Oh, I'm sure. There's some weird ones.
Let's see.
See, now there's...
Why were you at the South Lake Mall?
I was shopping for collectibles.
Let's see.
You're in trouble, eh? When does your car thing close? Arik Cannon, as a pro wrestler, got a flat tire.
Oh, my alarm didn't go off because I set it for 4:30 a.m.
Oh.
I gotta go.
Well, I guess that's it. I can answer questions while Arik Cannon leaves.
Yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, buddy. Thanks for doing that. That was a lot of fun.
No problem. Thank you.
There's a million questions I could have asked you, and we ended up just letting me be a mark for you.
We'll do it again.
Okay, cool.
Another way to make money. Another way to get paid. Again.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Is there any questions I can answer?
I'm sure there are.
I'm glad that you looked at that. I set my alarm for 4:30.
Let's see, we covered a lot of the stuff in here.
Perfect.
Favorite food on the road? We'll just leave you with that one.
Oh, anything with rice and chicken right now, because I'm trying to be a body guy. So usually Chipotle is a thumbs up for that, or the Power Bowl at Taco Bell. Thanks for watching, guys.